What's going on, you f***ers? Welcome to another video on the channel. Welcome to some Horizon 5 again. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and do something that I realize you guys actually kind of enjoy on the channel. And it's kind of a new-ish, I guess, iteration of the series that I always had on the channel. And basically, it's a wheel spin drift build. But instead of just taking the cars out and, you know, just driving them around some random track or just down the mountain pass, I actually take them open drifting, which makes it even more interesting and a little bit more fun to test cars out there. So that's what's happening for today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Of course, it helps out a lot if you guys subscribe to the channel. Let's try get to 400k again. I mean, it's the typical number. I mean, this year has been really slow at gaining any sort of subscribers on the channel, which is fine, right? People don't really care that much about this game anymore, which is perfectly fine. But we'll be getting some new games out very soon. Need for Speed being one of them. So I'm going to be uploading a lot of that as well. So if you want to keep up to date with any of the new videos that are coming up on the channel, and of course subscribe. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to do some people said that I should do two cars in one video instead of just the one, and then instead of showing off me competing the entire way through the open drifting, I guess, season or whatever you want to call it, I should just show like one race or whatever just to see what it's like. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that in this video. So, normal wheel spin. I have a lot of these. Whatever car I get, I have to use, and then I'll spin it again. I cannot drift the dress, unfortunately. Whatever car I get, I have to use, and then I'm going to spin it again, and that will determine the budget that I have to use. If I got the Willys Jeep there, it would have been over. And also people said that my budget... That's a good car to start off with. That is a very good car. The AMG GTR is a very good car to start off with. That is not bad at all. I'm going to add it to my garage. Obviously, the next spin now will determine the budget for this. Some people were saying before that if it's under 10k... there it is. I was going to say, if it's under 10k, then I have to spin again. So, it's not under 10k. So, I'll have the AMG GTR. And I have a 10,000 credit budget to build this thing, which isn't much at all. This just means that I cannot change tires. I can't change tires. I have to put drift suspension on it, and then I cannot change tires of this thing. This is not going to be an easy build. Let's just put it that way. Is it all-wheel drive as well? Oh man, I hope I can change a bunch of stuff on this car. Let me have a look real quick here if I go into tuning, because this is basically a track built version of AMG. What can I actually change? Nothing really. It's just the aero. Yeah, not much. Okay, well 10k for this thing. Like I said, tires I can't change because these cost 10k a piece anyway. And if I want to be able to slide this thing properly, I need to have the old drift suspension here, which costs already 2,050 credits. The tire compound, what are we looking at here? It isn't bad. I don't know, man. I don't know. I definitely don't want the wheels to be wider either. What's power looking like for this thing? 577 weighs a lot. I might just get rid of the weight and we should probably be fine. If I just do this, that's another 2,300 and whatever credits that was. 2,350. Diff, we definitely need a diff, so I need to buy that to be able to just do anything. I think it doesn't really make too much of a difference. This just is acceleration. I think race diff is the cheapest one, which doesn't make any difference at all which one you pick there, because they're all customizable. They're all interchangeable. You do whatever you want. It's just they have a different tune on them. Transmission is already very expensive here. Do I want to do the transmission, or do I want to change it to something else? The reason why I changed the transmission is so I can actually adjust my setup on it. But is it worth it though? Is it worth spending 10k? Or is it worth out of that 10k to spend some of it on the transmission? I don't know if it is or not. Again, here, just adding more power. Is that the right thing to do here? This is it though. I buy this and it's over already. I need to buy something else. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'll add more power. That's probably the only thing I can do here. Again, anti-roll bars again are very expensive. It's just I'm trying to think about these tires, you know what I mean? Because like we have these tires on right now, and I just don't know if they're gonna be good or bad. Here with this, obviously 10k for that as well. What can I change here? I don't know if I can change anything else on this car to get this thing to drive better. I think we're done. I think we're pretty much done here. Anything else? Maybe 1,200. I can even add a tiny bit more power here. There it is. 9,900 credits for this thing. So there's not much of a budget that we can have on this thing, but it brings it all the way up into S1. It actually already was S1, but it brings it a lot higher to the top of S1. The only issue here is, right now, is power to grip. What is that like? I'm going to have to probably max out my PSI here for my tires to be able to get this thing to slide literally the way I want to. The gears, I don't know. We'll see. We will see what they're like. This I'm not going to change much. I'll have to drive it a tiny bit just to see what we're working with. And then the diff, we just lock it. So it is rear wheel drive, which is good. It's very good because usually with all wheel drive you kind of need a lot more power and a lot less grip. But now I'm just going to be a lot slower when I'm sliding, but hopefully I'm still going to get like good amount of points. Okay. It changes directions quite quickly, which is good. The shape of this thing just... I love the AMG GT. It's such a good... What am I pressing? I'm pressing everything that I'm not supposed to be pressing. There we go. That really isn't bad. I'm going to change the sim steering for this as well, just to try and see if I can help myself a little bit. Okay, S1. Asphalt drifting. That's okay. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Let's try it like that. Let's see what happens. I want to see how I fare up against all these people here, because I know for a fact that they're just going to use like OP cars. But I just want to see what I'm like driving this thing against people using basically meta cars for all this. I think I'm going to be put like in the middle of a season or something like that, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do much here. But it's fine. Like I said, I'm only going to do this for like one race or something like that, just so we can test it out and see what it's like against people that are actually trying. Alright, we're straight in actually. That's perfect. Okay, we're at the very beginning, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's some sweaty cars here. We'll see what happens. A lot of cars here as well. I think I'm going to be struggling here. I think I'm going to be struggling a little bit. Well, sure, we'll see, like I said. Okay. A lot of different types of cars. A good few Formula Drift cars as well here. Okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be slower as well throughout all these corners, so probably going to let all these guys with their slidey cars go. Oh. That guy's already in the wall. Oh, it's so underpowered. It's incredibly underpowered. It is very, very underpowered. I had to do this a lot. This whole managing thing, back and forth type action. Okay. Oh, fourth is just poo. It just is. Okay. Nice and easy here with it. Try to stay sideways. Manage back and forward when I have to for these points. It's not bad. It's just... It's the one thing I worried about, which is the power at the grip. It just isn't great on it. It just is not great on it at all. I mean, I'm stuck with these stock tires as well, which is so bad. Okay, next lap is the most important one. I'll set a little baseline here with this, but next lap is the important one, like I said. somehow I managed to get first on that lap. I was about to say, unless there's someone behind me that's getting a lot more points, but I'm looking at that list and it doesn't seem to be. I'm probably going to get passed though, by at least one person. The only issue is right now, like I said, I need to get this lap to count. I need this lap to be perfect here. Yeah, there you go, someone passed me. I spun it. I cannot believe I spun it. Come on, come on, come on. Speed up, speed up, speed up. I've only been passed for like 2k points. Which is very weird. Because I honestly thought I was going to be absolutely destroyed. I gotta be clean with it as well. I can't just be smacking into walls or anything like that. Like, this is a... It's a hard car. Oh. You're going the other way, mate. How you doing? I realize fourth is the big issue here. I can't go into fourth. I'm gonna ruin my run if I go into fourth. So I'm gonna just ignore it. Ignore fourth, do a bit of managing where I need to. I need to speed up though, I can't slow down that much. I'm just not going to get the points. Okay, somehow I pulled off 4:37. Second place is this guy, he's finished. Anybody else going to catch me? Did I just smoke everybody in my first attempt with this thing? Come on. That can't be it. That cannot be it. Alright boys, that was fun. I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna go to change to a different car. There's no way. How? How, man? How? How, Sway? How? Probably could have done this a little bit more interesting. Like, do the other build as well. And then... I know, because I can't change my car mid-season, can I? I don't think it's possible. Anyway, I'm gonna go and leave this this next event now, because I have to go and change car to something else. That was stupid. I honestly feel like I shouldn't have won there. I'm pretty sure that with a stock FD car, you could probably do better than what I've just done there. Okay, anyway. That was a lot of fun. Very weird. I don't know how I managed to get first place with like 80,000 points extra over the guy in second place. But you guys saw the type of people that was sort of playing against there. But it's okay. Anyway, we move. Right then. Of course, we move on now to the next one. I'm gonna try super wheelspin this time around, so we'll see what we get here. If you get multiple cars, then the car that's the furthest to the left is gonna be the one that I'll end up picking, and then the rest of the spin will be the budget for it, since it's basically 3 spins in one here. Okay, the WRX STI, and we have 45 grand to mess around with this thing. That's okay. That's not too bad. I don't remember if I've ever done an STI build before on the series, but here we go. Here we are. I have 2 of these. Both of them are pretty much brand new. I haven't actually touched any of these 2. So let's take one out. Actually, I should have just gone to the festival and started tuning and everything, so everything goes a little bit quicker. But not bad. I think 45 grand is a very good budget for building any sort of drift car, and I think this one could be very, very good. I think I could do even better with this car than I did with the AMG GT. Like, it's probably that good of a budget here for us to be able to do some good stuff here. As for my transmission, I could keep this thing all-wheel drive. I mean, it all depends on the type of engine that we put on this thing. So again, we can literally put a Porsche engine in it and still have quite a good amount of money left over. So drift suspension, first of all, is the main and most important thing on this car. And then I'm also going to do weight reduction. We do weight reduction on this thing as well. Tires. I am going to go with... should I go with drag tire compound for this thing? Or should I go with the snow tire compound for this thing? I don't know. Both of these are really, really good. Drag tires could work a little bit better in my favor if I put these on. It brings my stats down quite a bit though. Okay, we'll do that. Why not? We'll do that. As for everything else, I feel like now I can kind of worry about adding some more power to this thing. And seeing what we can do there. The brakes I don't really care for, to be honest with you, at all. We could engine swap this thing. We could engine swap it. We could put the LS in it. LS gives us a lot more torque and a lot more horsepower as well. That is 20k for 100 extra horsepower. And it's not even that that's the issue. It's like it's the budget that's the issue, right? So is it cheaper for me to go and add specific parts to this engine and make that much power, or is it better for me to do this? Like, we're at 34k right now. I mean, a turbocharger is only 1.8k. I think we're good with that. I think that's a much better setup right now. Diff is also one thing that I didn't actually buy. So again, race diff, because we can then adjust it. Transmission maybe could be very useful for this as well. We're pretty much stuck now. I think we've... What is it? We've 40... Is it 40 or 45k? I can't remember exactly what we got. Okay, it's 45k, which is good, because that means I can actually change my transmission. I'll put the race transmission in it, because then we can just adjust it. Anyway, so like I said, 45k to spend on this thing. I'm trying to think what else can we possibly do to get this thing to drive or handle a little bit better. I mean, we can't really do much more to this car to be able to change it. Aero, like, is there a point of me even adjusting aero on this thing? There isn't really. Anti-roll bars we could probably buy. Yeah, let's do anti-roll bars. Anti-roll bars we can buy, and then we can get this thing to drive a little bit better. I think we can leave it there. 44,650. There's not really, like I said, much else that we can change on this car right now. Yeah, we can bring our track width out, as if that's going to make a difference in the way this drives. Wait, we'll do that, and then we'll do that. There. Wow, crazy. Big difference. Anyway, 45k. It's only in A-Class now. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be kind of a tough one, I think. So, all the cars have to be built around S1, right? I don't think there's many A-Class drift events, open drift events that are there. I feel like every single one that I've seen is S1 or S2. I've never seen an A-Class one. Interesting. Very interesting. I may need to keep my tires and give this thing more power. Oh, damn. See, that's the one thing I completely forgot about with this car. Like, this will bring it now into S1 if I just add more power, but I have to keep the stock. Okay, that's a big thing now. That's changed my plans completely. I mean, I'll have the power for it, right? I'll have the power for me to be able to spin those wheels. I just won't have the same grip that I thought I was gonna have. That's a lot of power though, all going to pretty much all four wheels. So this is gonna be an all-wheel drift kind of build. That's the one thing about it. Like, if I want to think about exactly what I'm gonna do here, it'll have to probably be stock tires. I can't spend 10k on tires on this build. I'm gonna have to do this as well, right? I think so. As for this, I mean, we'll have to drive it a little bit. I don't know what else I could possibly do here. I need to drive this thing a little bit, by the way, before I do anything. Before I add more tow, or if I change any of the setup over there. This I'm just gonna lock. I'm gonna do that. Pretty much 100, 100, 100, 100. I'm also going to make it more rear biased, because right now it's at 65% the power going to the rear wheels. I'm gonna make it so it's 85% going to the rear wheels. Right, let's drive it a tiny bit. Just see. So it's a twin turbo LS in it now. Gears already changing these. These will have to get shortened. Okay. There was a A-Class event. There was an A-Class event there that just popped up for me, and I completely forgot. I knew that there were A-Class events in Horizon 4, but I did not remember if there were any in Horizon 5. So we technically could have just done a build on this car for A-Class. I just had to find it. Like, it's a lot more common finding S1 lobbies than it is finding A-class lobbies. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever seen an A-class lobby in this game up until this point. I mean, I don't really play this that often anyway, the open drifting or open racing or anything like that. So a lot of the lobbies are either S1 or S2 that I have seen. I've never seen an A-class lobby, so that's why I was kind of hesitant before when I built this thing, being like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe couldn't get into A-class or whatever. Where it showed it now that you can get into A-class. So anything, I guess, A, S1, and S2. I don't know. You guys that play this game a lot more than I do, especially open racing and open drifting and stuff like that. Is there B-class stuff? Is there C-class stuff as well? Or is that just not a thing in the game? And is it just A-class, S1, and S2? Because I honestly, like I said, I don't play this that much anyway. So, anyway, it's okay. We're in the lobby. That guy's plate just fell off. How did that guy's plate just fall off? Did you guys see that? The M5's plate just literally straight up just fell off. Okay, pretty much a full lobby again. Lots of different FD cars once again. Okay, let's have a look and see what this thing is like now. All-wheel drive though, so I think I'll have a little bit more of a... I guess, I was about to say more of a chance, but it's not more of a chance, but I'll have more of an easier time sliding this, even though somehow I dominated with the AMG GT, or lost it. Oh my, this is so easy to slide. Like, it's just a completely different car to the AMG. I need to go faster. Yeah, I'm slowing down way too much here. Because I just keep thinking I'm not going to make it. But I am definitely making it. Maybe for that corner I can slow down a little bit. So I don't end up smacking into a wall. Ooh, that top guy's being a bit sweaty. That's okay. That could be a bit of a sweaty lobby. I think he's probably really far back. He's just away from it. Group of hooligans up here. It's not a bad car at all to slide, but yeah, power to grip is just off on it. Not a fan of that. Absolutely biffed it. Need a lot more angle here than what I'm doing. Okay. He's way ahead of me. Yeah, it's not a bad car to drive at all. It's just, it feels awkward to drive. Don't like these tires. Really, really don't like these tires. They suck. Okay. But I'm trying my best right now to obviously get as many points as possible. I'm sucking. This is not great. I mean, if he got 431, he's gonna beat that this lap. Unless he made a huge mistake there, but I think he's gonna beat that this lap. 421, I'm like 10 off. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah, it's not a bad car to drive. I think the AMG GTR actually did a lot better with it being rear-wheel drive. It just felt much easier, much nicer to slide. And it's not about like being, I don't know, not easier in terms of, you know, controlling it, but like easier as in like it was so obvious what I had to do and when I had to do it. This just feels like the power to grip ratio is just off. I feel like the tires are too grippy. I mean, this thing has 800 horsepower, man. 800. And it just doesn't feel like it does. It feels like these tires are just still gripping up. Even though I brought the tire pressure up as well, I maxed it out. I don't know. Getting it sideways is easy, right? That's perfectly fine. It snaps really quickly as well. It's good at doing that. I mean, I'm only 10k off the top score, which isn't bad. Yeah, it's not a insane car, but I feel like the AMG was just a much more, I don't know, normal feeling car to drive, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, he used an FD Viper S1900 and I was 10,000 points off his score, which is ridiculous. It is ridiculous if you think about it. Fair enough. I mean, that was good. I enjoyed it. I actually do prefer this a lot more than just taking the car out and just driving it down the mountain pass road. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this concept. Obviously, I've done it once before, but if you're new to the channel and you've just seen this for the first time, yeah, if you enjoyed it, and of course, like the video, just comment, share, do whatever you want to do with it. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. This was a wheel spin drift build video. Alright, cool. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everybody.